KITCHEL 130 back again for another college football 2009 preview. Just woke up from a nap, so pardon my yawns here and there. I'm still trying to wake up a little bit after a long night last night, doing some stuff for the Purdue football team coming up for this Saturday when they take on the Toledo Rockets. But let's go ahead and talk about the Pac-10. This year it's going to be really, I think it could be better than the SEC conference, and a lot of people are going to attack me for that, but you got to put this in perspective. You got about 4 or 5 really good teams from the Pac-10. You got Oregon, USC, Cal, and I'd say probably Arizona and Oregon State. There's about 4 or 5 pretty good teams. I think UCLA is going to be pretty good this year. I think Arizona State will be decent, and then Stanford continues to get better and better under Jim Harbaugh, and Washington, they will be greatly improved with Steve Sarkisian back. Or I shouldn't say Steve Sarkisian back. Steve Sarkisian coming into the football team, and Jake Locker finally back this year after a year gone from injury. But let's go ahead and let's start with the MVP race, and I'm going to go ahead and just head out to Berkeley right off the bat. Jahvid is easily the best running back in the nation. He's got excellent speed. He's got just a crazy power to him for his size. It's really something amazing, and then when he gets in the open field, he'll run away from anybody in the world, and I guarantee you that. So Jahvid should have a great season for Berkeley and Jeff Tedford this year. Other guys you could watch for, there's definitely a distinct possibility that the freshman Matt Barkley might come alive at USC. And then obviously you got to talk about Jahvid Rogers from Oregon State. He had that huge breakout game as a true freshman against USC last year, and he just continued to get better and better as the year went on. Other guys you can look out for, Jeremiah Masoli came onto the scene last year in Eugene. He's going to have a good year for the Ducks. And then one of the only few returning starters for Pete Carroll on his defense was Taylor Made. He could have a phenomenal year for the Trojans at the Coliseum. Big hitter, great in coverage. He's going to be a first-round draft pick next year, easily from USC. He should have another great year for SC. My favorites this year in the Pac-10, we already talked about them a little bit. I like USC's going to have another good year. Cal's going to be good. Oregon State should be pretty good. And Oregon, another good team this year as well. I mean, they might be a little bit overrated, I think, with the talent that they have coming back, but still, they should be good. I'm going to go ahead and throw out this sleeper team for you, and don't jump on my back here. Let me talk to you about them for a second. It's the UCLA Bruins. Now, the past couple years, UCLA sort of been floating on by the wayside, but this year, I think they could really put it all together and have a fantastic season at the Rose Bowl. Now, there are a lot of ifs with this team. They're starting to find that edge defensively a little bit. They have been having a tough time protecting the passer, but they have one of the best linebacking cores in the Pac-10. Akeem Akers, Reggie Carter, and Kyle Bosworth are 3 guys that will be phenomenal in the middle for the UCLA Bruin defense. And then freshman Kevin Prince has really come on of late in Los Angeles. I think Rick Neuheisel could really have a special team this year at UCLA. And once again, they start off with Tennessee. That's going to be a fun one to watch. I think the Bruins could surprise some people this year, and they could be right around the middle to upper half in the Pac-10 this year. A team that will disappoint, and I will personally guarantee you that they'll disappoint this year, it's the Oregon Ducks. I touched on it a little bit earlier, but the Ducks really have a lot of high expectations this year for Chip Kelly in his first year coaching. Remember, the stash is no longer in Eugene. It's now Chip Kelly's team. 6 players were taken from him in the NFL draft this year, or this past season in 2009. Still got a great returning quarterback in Jeremiah Masoli, a bruiser in the backfield in LeGarrette Blount, but still the defense, there's going to be some questions. Patrick Chung's no longer back there at the rover position. He was one of their leaders for about 2-3 years. And the Ducks have a pretty tough schedule. They got 9 conference games in Utah, Boise State, and against Purdue. All those will be great tests. We'll see if Oregon can put it all together this year and have a good season. I still think they'll be a bowl team, but they won't be nearly as good as some people think they might be. The best conference game of the year, and this one will decide the champ in the Pac-10, I think, this year. It's USC at Cal. These teams always seem to have great battles when they come to Berkeley. Fun one to watch there. Obviously, the best non-conference game is going to be at the Horseshoe, USC, Ohio State. Nothing else really to say to that. Let's go ahead and talk about my favorite in the Pac-10 this year. Everyone's still going with USC. They got Barkley, Johnson, Gable, McKnight. Very good offensive power, and they got 4 or 5 up front returning as well. The defense is the question mark, but obviously it's Pete Carroll. They reload. The reason why I'm not picking them to win the Pac-10 this year is their brutal schedule. They have 4 road trips to Oregon, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Cal. Those could be 4 losses right then and there. I think they'll get at least 2. So it's really going to be tough for USC to once again win the Pac-10 for the 35th year in a row that they can do it. And for that reason why, I'm going to take the sturdy Golden Bears from Berkeley. Cal has a phenomenal team this year. Kevin Riley is going to take over the reins at quarterback finally, and that seems to ease the tension a little bit off the offense. The defense is going to be very good. Sidquan Thompson is an All-American candidate at quarterback. The Cal Golden Bears, they are my pick to win the Pac-10 for 2009. Coming up, we will break down the SEC this year. Like I said earlier, I think the SEC could have a down year this year. That doesn't mean they're going to be talented. There's going to be speed, and there's going to be a ton of points and defense. It just means I think the Pac-10 might be just a tad better than the SEC this year. Could be a down year for the Southeastern Conference. We'll take a look at that coming up. Kitchell 22-130 signing off.